All right, we'll go ahead and get started, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Good afternoon, and welcome to today's webinar, Online and Mobile Marketing for Local Businesses. This is going to be a six-part series that will cover a range of different topics about online, mobile, and social marketing for the local business segment. The series will be beneficial for any business that considers themselves an SMB or a small, medium-sized business, a franchise business, or a multi-location business that has actual storefronts or locally based service areas. So multi-location businesses that have a place that is a physical location in whatever town or city they're in. Quick understanding of the webinar schedule here. So over the next 6 weeks, we'll be following a number of different topics. Today's webinar is going to go over online and mobile marketing for the local business sector. On October 8th, which is a week from today, we're going to go through localization and how search engines really view your site, and what localization actually means, how it actually pertains to local businesses such as your guys's. On October 15th, we're going to go through optimizing your website, so how to drive more traffic, get better conversion, and how to really make sure your website is everything it needs to be to compete in this online space. On October 22nd, we're going to go through online advertising, what targeting is, the remarketing, how it all kind of affects what you're doing with your online advertising budget. Then the 29th, we're going to go through branding and brand consistency. So we're going to really dive into how to build a brand around your local business, or especially for franchise businesses or multi-location businesses, how to create branding for your larger organization while also being able to localize and market on a local level for each of your local businesses. And then on November 5th, our last one is going to be about social. So we're going to be talking about social for the local business community and really understanding what we can be doing there. So throughout this webinar, you can go ahead and submit your questions to the team through the question and answer system located on the screen share. You should see it if you're logged in through Google Plus right there on the right. My associate William will be mediating the questions. If one comes along that's very topical to what we're talking about at that moment, he'll go ahead and stop me and ask the question right then. But if not, all questions will then be answered at the end of the broadcast. This broadcast will also be recorded and is going to be posted to our YouTube channel, which you can simply find by searching Keybot on the YouTube channel. So it's QEBOT on YouTube, and you can find our channel. You'll be able to find videos like this and a few others that we'll be putting up. And the rest of the series will go on there as well. If you'd like me to send you the link later on, feel free to email me at mawhite@keybot.com. You can see the address right there at the bottom of the screen or the bottom of the presentation. So again, it's mawhite@keybot.com. For today's web series, we're going to go over a few different specifics of exactly what you guys should be looking at when you're going into the online marketing space, when you're looking to kind of overall understand what online marketing is and create your strategy. We're going to make sure that everybody kind of has the basic knowledge to ensure that the following series, what we come up with the next couple of weeks, are going to be effective in helping you grow your business and just have a basic understanding of what we're talking about, so there's not any confusion as we move forward here. So the first portion of this is going to be just terms and descriptions, understanding what the business is. We'll then run through a quick history of online marketing, so to understand kind of where it came from, so we can understand better what it is now and where it's going. We're going to talk about the present state of online, what it looks like now, and what we should be doing to make sure that we're taking full advantage as local businesses of what online marketing can provide for us. We'll then jump into mobile, what mobile is doing, as well as a quick case study on how we've actually worked with a company that has a local presence, and we were able to bring them into a place where they started ranking a lot better, and really kind of show you how everything we're talking about right now kind of comes together and what it can do for your company. They're going to go for a quick who is Keybot, so we want to make sure everybody understands who we are, what we're doing here, and then we'll at the end, like I said, have questions and answers come through. Like I said, William will go ahead and mediate that, and we'll go from there. So online marketing, which is good. Like I said, we're going to start with just a brief introduction of what it is, and then some brief terms to understand exactly what online marketing is, how this pertains to your business, and just to make sure you guys have a good, solid knowledge base for the future webinars and the future series. So let's start out. The first one is SEO. So SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. This refers to optimizing your site and your business to show up in the organic or non-paid area of the search engine result page. You can see on the image here that we've created or we've placed in this presentation, anything below where it says ads or below that section that you pay for is considered the organic area. That's where you're going to find a lot of companies that have done a lot of content creation, a lot of management to make sure that their business is built out for the services or products they provide. Next, we have PPC. So PP stands for pay-per-click advertisements. Pay for every time somebody clicks. Pretty simple to understand. This advertising is typically at the top of the search engines, as you can see in the image we have here as well. They'll typically have a little orange note that says that they are an ad. It can also be on the right side. It doesn't have it in this image, but if you ever search something, you look down the right column of the search engine result page, you'll see advertisements there. And those are companies that have paid to be in that spot. What you also see with pay-per-click advertising is it is a great way for you to really up your performance. A lot of companies that are really starting to dive into online marketing, putting SEO together, making sure they're starting to rank, they'll also jump into PPC advertising here as well, because it's a great way to get boosts from the very beginning. And the ROI on PPC advertising is fantastic. So that's exactly what it is. Again, it's pay-per-click. So every time somebody clicks on your advertisement, you're going to pay for it. And then it's your job once they click into your site to be able to convert them. And so that's, again, where high quality web design and really great conversion tactics really come to play in your website. Next, we have display advertising. So you can see again in this image here exactly what a display is. We have Forbes. Typically, you'll see these. They can come in a couple different formats, including PPC, as we just discussed. They can also come in a format called cost per milli, which is a common use for display. What that is getting charged a set amount of money for every 1,000 times people view your site or view your advertisement. These ads are typically created with some visual effects, or normally placed in publications, like I said, like Forbes here, or can be placed on mobile devices in applications or mobilely set up publications. Again, as you can see in the next slide here, mobile advertising. Forbes right there as well has advertising at the bottom right there. That brings us to the next one, which is mobile advertising. Advertising your business on mobile platforms such as mobile applications or in publications, again, as you see right here, that gives you the opportunity to optimize for mobile devices like phones or tablets. This form of advertising can be very beneficial due to its targeting capabilities. We'll go through that a little bit later to understand what that actually means and what these targeting capabilities can kind of, put together for you. But it is one of the best new forms of display or brand advertising to really get your name out there, to get a lot of quality people that you would figure as your set target audience, understanding and seeing your business on a regular basis. Up next, we have SEM. So SEM stands for Search Engine Marketing. This really covers the process of marketing in general over the search engines. So this is the paying for advertisements, as we showed you at the top of the search engine result pages, as well as getting high rankings in the organic section. So this covers just it's kind of the nomenclature for the entire process of creating your online marketing. Next, we have localization. Now, for our purposes here, this is going to mean optimizing your website and your online marketing to really target the area in which your storefront or your local company does business. Understanding how location plays in your business and operations and sales, and optimizing for that as well is going to be very important. This is going to be really understanding, again, how to connect into your local community and how to make it so that your business is local as it is, but online as well. On-page optimization. This is doing work on your website to help search engines not only understand how to read and index your page, but also creating mapping and interlinking, which creates a more robust site. It helps your site just become more easily readable. It makes it just easier for consumers to come in and see exactly what they should be looking for, what your products and services are. It also kind of talks to the keywords and the way you're building your content around the actual products and services that you want to sell into your system as a whole. Next, we have off-page optimization. So this is working on factors off of your own website to help with your ranking. to create links and citations across the web that will lead people to your site. This can include such items as hosting videos on YouTube, claiming your Google and Bing and Map pages and business portals on those systems, creating citations on directories like Yelp and City Search and Yellow Pages and all those different, there's hundreds of citation and directories out there. There's some really good ones out there. Typically, I say between 50 and 100. There's some really good ones out there that you should try to be on, and will really help with off-page optimization. The off-page optimization can also include creating quality content, writing blogs, receiving PR, those kind of things that are off-page that aren't on your own site, but they have links back to your site, and they just create quality, interesting subjects for people to read and understand, and they lead to your business. This all drives, again, more users to your site on a regular basis, and also it helps online authority to your business and helps you guys rank a lot better. Next, we have branding and brand consistency. So this refers to marketing your brand as a whole so that you try to become more synonymous with the products or services that you're selling. Consistency in branding is making sure that your messaging and brand development is the same across the web. So for example, if let's take a franchise business, for example, like Baskin Robbins. Obviously, when you think of ice cream, there's a few definite stores you think about. You think of maybe the Cold Stones and the Baskin Robbins and those kind of things. So they've branded themselves very well to make sure that people think of that when they think of ice cream. Now, brand consistency means across the web, making sure that all of the different directories and channels and social networks all have a consistent message, consistent themes. And that can be very difficult, especially for multi-location businesses or franchise businesses, as every franchisee is going to want to go out there and set up as much authority as they can, set up as many social profiles as they can to kind of help market themselves on a regular basis. So you want to make sure that when you're doing that, you have a lot of brand consistency, because that can actually affect your SEO and your online authority if it's not built in a very consistent way. And then we have social. So social, for our purposes, again, will refer to the common social platforms. During that stage of the series, which is in a couple of weeks, we'll be focusing most of our time on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Instagram, and then Yelp as well. If there's any that you're actually interested in from this segment, please shoot me an email, and we'll see if we can plug it in and touch on that as well. We want to make sure this is as informative and useful to you guys, the listeners, as possible. So again, if there's anything you want to hear about that's not in this list right here that I talked about, again, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, and Yelp, that you'd like us to touch upon as well, feel free to shoot me a message. Again, my email's right there, and we can discuss that as well. So now we've gone through the boring part. Now we got through the terms, all that kind of stuff. Let's jump into our next part, which is history. So let's look back at online marketing, understand a little bit where it came from, and how it's kind of driving what we do today. So as you can see, even just from the graph here that we have, or the image we have, the internet has changed quite a bit over the years. I mean, most of the people that I'm talking to in this webinar have seen all of this change over the years. But as you can see, 2003 was really not even being handled by Google all that much at that time. It wasn't something that was really as functional as it should be, and it's continued to evolve since then. As you can see, Amazon back in 1995 really ruled the web, and then you see the latter part here, 2007, with the mobile device. That's really when we saw mobile start to pick up a lot and really kind of be able to do a lot of things online. And then 2012, really what this image is depicting for me is where the internet is going by connecting everything together. Everything, every device that you have is starting to become connected. It's starting to become very socially based, and our entire systems are starting to really kind of connect with each other. And that's important for online marketing. We'll get into that in a little bit. Obviously, like I said, there's been a lot of change in online marketing over the last few years, and how businesses obviously optimize and stay current. Google itself updates its own algorithms on a fairly regular schedule. Some changes, but really every time they have an algorithm change, it is affecting at least somebody. In recent years, they've specifically come out saying that two big parts of building your marketing strategy are very, very important. The first one would be content. High quality, well-written, non-spammy content, both on and off your site, are going to be one of the best ways to show search engines who you are, what you're doing, what you're about, and then helps them also index you for specific keywords that relate to your business. So content is obviously, like I said, going to be very important. You need to make sure that you have regular content updates, you have new content going on a regular basis, both on page and off page, to really drive a lot of traffic to your site. The second is a fairly new update that has really come with a change in the technology and the actual devices that you use to search. This has to do a lot with location. With almost all devices these days sending your current location information with the searches that you're performing, or even with opening an application or reading an online publication. Anything that you do online is sending location, which can be kind of weird, but it's actually great for advertisers. It's becoming more important for local businesses, especially, to start to optimize for this trend. We've seen brands, we've seen tech companies, we've seen a lot of different companies really starting to take hold of this, where we haven't seen the online marketing for local business industry really start to pick up on it. And really, for the local industry, it's probably the strongest factor for you guys. Just kind of give you an example, try searching any service or product online on Google, and what's the first thing you'll probably come across is, the most relevant companies to your search terms, whatever you're looking for, say, be it ice cream or a massage or whatever. You're going to find companies within the closest proximity to your current location. That's, they're going to be optimized, obviously, and so some are going to show up that are a little bit further away from you than others, but it's pretty much the front 2 or 3 pages is going to be really relevant to your specific location. And that's what we're really trying to get into here. So that's a little bit of the history of online marketing. Kind of give you just, again, some background, some understanding of where it came from and what it's been doing in the past and how the changes really affected what we do these days. We're going to now get into kind of present day. What are we doing now? Where's the internet now? What is search doing? Today's online marketing system is very robust, and it's really no wonder that so many people have a hard time knowing exactly where to start, what to do, where to go. Let's be honest, if you have built your website more than 3 or even 2 years ago, at this point, you can almost consider your website to be relatively outdated. I mean, it's not going to be worthless by any means, but it is outdated when it comes to the most recent developments in design for websites, as well as just recent online updates. So again, those algorithm changes, the way search actually works. So again, if you built your website 3 years ago and you haven't really done any updates to it since, you can pretty much understand or think to the fact that your website's going to be a little bit behind. It's not going to be as optimized as it should be. Just a couple facts to show you guys here too. This is kind of getting to the point of why you should be online, why you should be focusing a lot of your effort and your time and even your funds, your marketing funds online. Americans spend almost an average of 23 hours per week online. So that's going to be a mix of, obviously, reading. It's going to be a mix of playing games, enjoying yourselves, but it's also a lot has to do with search. It's people looking for products, looking for services they need. 97% of people who use search to find a majority of their services or products. So 97% of the people in America are using search in some way to find, either it's find that product or service, or finding reviews, or finding some sort of information about what they're trying to buy. Now this one's kind of interesting. 78% of businesses say at least 1/4 of their business comes from online search these days. So 78% of the businesses out there saying at least 1/4 of all the income that I make is because I have done something on search, or that it's come from my online marketing systems. Online marketing delivers 54% more leads than traditional marketing. So it's really just numbers. It's really just math there. You have more people doing searches for their products and services online, so you're going to get a lot more people that are getting buying your product because they found it online than traditional. Online advertising produces an ROI a lot of times 6 times that of traditional advertising. So that's obviously a big number too. You want to make sure that you're putting your money in the right place, that you're getting that return on investment. That's what ROI stands for. You're getting that return that's going to make it as productive as possible for you. Now we'll get into mobile a little bit. Understand a little bit about what mobile is doing, where it's going, and how the local business industry should really try to be wrapping their arms around it. So the mobile revolution. In the recent years, mobile is really kind of taking a main stage. We'll dig deeper into how this looks and how it works and how your organization should be working to make sure you're optimized for this part of your online marketing. But to give you a bit of understanding of why being optimized for mobile for a local business is important, let's first just take a look at a few facts again. So number one, search is quickly turning to mobile. At this point, 46% of all searches are now performed on mobile devices. So as you can see, if you're not optimized for mobile, if you're not ranking well on mobile, you're missing right there almost 50% of all the searches for services or products in the first place. So you just cut 50% of all your revenue right out the door. Number two, 78% of searches on mobile devices result in a purchase. So that's pretty amazing. 78% of people that are searching for something, because they're in that buying mode. When they're searching for something on their computer, they may be looking for information or be doing some research. But when they're searching for a product on their phone or on their tablet, they're actually looking for a purchase right there. They're in that moment when they're looking to buy something. That's compared again with the 61% on PCs and laptops. Location. Location is one of the most important factors of how mobile devices work these days. As I'm sure everybody knows, everything you do has some sort of location built into it. For local business searches, up to 56% will click through to the map. So when you're looking for a local business, say you're looking for a restaurant, you'll find the restaurant you want, and then you'll click through to their maps page so you can understand how to get there. This is very important in maintaining the fact that you are optimized for maps. If your business isn't on maps, it's hard for it to convert over to being able to locate. And a lot of people are actually just using maps these days to find the closest restaurant or the closest, whatever service or product they need. So you want to make sure that maps is very well optimized for your business, because again, through the mobile sector, we're seeing at least half of the people utilizing maps as a way to find a business as well. Targeting. If you're buying ads, this is a huge one. The data being compiled from mobile devices these days is tremendous. Now, from a user's perspective, I'll agree it's kind of creepy. It's kind of weird about how much data is being stored by these companies, about your habits, about what you're doing. But we're looking at this from an advertiser's perspective. So from the advertiser's perspective, this means we can find your exact type of potential client and target him or her at the perfect time, which obviously, if you're able to find that person walking past your store, some of their buying habits from the past because that data has been collected, and as well as some demographic information based on what they've provided through social networks or what have you. That is your profile person. They want your kind of product, and you can target them with an ad when they're 15 feet away from your store. So it's very important that we understand how targeting and specifically location within targeting works. So that's mobile in a nutshell, kind of show you exactly what we're doing. And we'll, again, dive more into mobile as we work through this series and spend a lot more time understanding exactly what it is and how it's going to work, because I think it's probably one of the most important pieces that is going into online marketing for local businesses these days. And I want to make sure that, everybody out there understands the opportunity, and everybody that's working with us understands what we can do for them to help them, really optimize on that. So lastly, I want to touch a little bit on localization once again for just a minute. So we talked about it for a minute ago, back when we were talking through terms and really kind of diving into what online marketing is. But I want to chat with you guys for a little bit more about what this means and how localizing your online marketing system will really kind of help expand your business and grow your business. So we're going to go through a quick case study here. We worked with a company, with an organization that had a lot of locations across the U.S. and international, and they were a very large business. For the sake of this presentation, let's just say this organization is a pizza parlor. For this location, or for this company, there were actually 3 locations right here in the Bay or in the San Francisco area only. specifically, and all of them were downtown or close to it. So a very, uh, very happening part of town, very populated, a lot of action going on. So they should have been, very popular. It's a great pizza chain, so it should have been a very popular spot for people to go to on a regular basis. Now, this company built their online strategy about 5 years ago, and it built it well for the time. It worked well, had a lot of great SEO content, was optimized fairly well, built, and had a nice location finder with landing pages even built for each of their locations off of their corporate site. So each location had a little, splash page about its location and maybe just a quick blurb about that specific location for, again, each one of its locations, which is a great way to do it back 5 years ago when the site was built. Now, over a couple of years, over the past 2 years, they had seen their rank and inbound traffic significantly start to decrease. They were seeing the potential customers was searching. They were searching pizza San Francisco or pizza delivery San Francisco. Terms like that were very localized. They weren't showing up anymore. They weren't on the first 5 pages even. They were just completely gone. To give you some insight into what kind of business they were missing out on, if you were to go to AdWords tool and look up how many searches for pizza and pizzas in San Francisco and pizza delivery in San Francisco, there's over 10,000 monthly search term just in this city, just in San Francisco. So extrapolate that out by all the large cities and the medium cities and small cities across the United States. That is a lot of potential monthly searches that this company was missing out on. Couldn't figure out what was going on until they finally came and talked to us. What we were able to show them is through the setup that they had with their corporate website set up with a location finder and then small splash pages for each location, they weren't really being seen as local by search engines. Now we're getting back to exactly what we were talking about before, with search engines really starting to say local is a big deal to us, location is a big deal, and we're going to things at the top of our ranking pages that are more local to people. And so that's one of the problems they were seeing here. Google, Bing, the search engines were not seeing this company and their site and even their splash pages as local. They were seeing it as this huge corporate website. With that, when we came in with them, we were able to create we were able to kind of help them optimize a lot better across their entire location platform. So what we did is we came in, we built them microsites on our platform for each one of their locations and optimized each individual location for that specific city or area that they were serving. We then helped them set up mobile optimization, off-page SEO, maps claiming, business portal claiming, and citation claiming for 50 to 60, 70 different directories across the web, again, specific to each location. So each location was getting all of this authority, all of this traffic sent to it. So instead of it just being one main corporate website where each splash landing page had only a little bit of data on it and nothing really linking to it, now each location had a fully functional website, had a lot of content built on it, and a lot of things linking into it. End of the day, almost all locations are now on the front page of the search engine result pages, each store almost doubling in revenue over the course of about 4 to 5 months. So they've seen some really, really great traffic come out of this. They're seeing some great optimization. They also were actually able to drive a lot more traffic through targeted advertising. So we worked with them to really kind of start targeting their advertising. They were very broad. They were working in a way that made a lot of sense for the brand as a whole, but not for each location. So we helped them kind of split that advertising budget, do still some branding at the corporate level, but then spend a little bit on the local level, and they saw just a lot more money coming in from the bottom up. And because we were able to target, we were actually helping them stop waste on bad clicks. So we saw their bounce rates decrease quite a bit. We also were able to see their conversion from people clicking in to actually becoming customers calling or ordering a pizza online really started to drive much higher. Now, also one of the things they can really never worry about is we talked about before, if your website's 2-3 years old, it's kind of behind the times, it's not keeping up. Now with our system and the way our platform is built, they never have to worry about updates ever again. They never have to worry about algorithm changes. Since our system is built on a single backbone, they never have to kind of worry about all those little things that could affect your site or affect how people see your site really coming and breaking their system. It's all, the Keybot platform is a drag and drop editing technology, so you can go in and change your site whenever you want to, automatic updates, and it's all free on our platform. So to kind of wrap up what, again, this case study means for this audience, I would say, the things that you as a local business really need to start focusing your time on, looking and understanding exactly what you need to be doing to be building your business, to be building your customer base in your specific city. You need to think about localization. I think that's probably one of the main keys that I would say we are taking away from this, specifically this webinar, but our entire series is going to be kind of coming back to this point fairly often. So localization, making sure that you're locally optimized. Mobile optimization, making sure that, from a mobile standpoint, you really understand exactly what you should be doing, how everything works, and what the ecosystem is like when it comes to mobile. Site design and updating, so making sure, again, that you have a site that's built that's easy for people to consume the information. It's easy for Google to index your site and understand exactly what keywords and what services or products you're looking for. And it's also really conversion ready. So when people land on the site, they quickly know how to consume the information you're trying to give them, and then contact you, because at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for, is for them to buy from you or to call you or set up an appointment. And that's what we really want to focus on, is trying to make sure there's specific systems within your site that really drives people to convert to customers. So those are some things I really think that you should be thinking about on a regular basis when you're updating your current marketing strategy or even creating your first online marketing strategy. So the next part, I just want to tell you guys a little bit about Keybot, what we are, who we are, what we're doing here. Real quick, again, we are putting on this information, and we're putting together this entire six-week training program. I want to make sure that we're helping local businesses, franchise businesses, multi-location businesses understand what they should be doing to help optimize themselves online. For us, what we do is we're the premier local online marketing, advertising, and management platform for the web for local businesses such as yourselves. Our free-to-use platform gives businesses opportunity to build their own local microsites or a fully functional website, depending on what you are. So most of our franchise businesses or multi-location will use our microsite system. Now, if you're a single business with a single storefront, you're probably going to want to use our fully built structure. Both are free to use. Both are completely free to optimize on the platform. And you can create as many as one site to hundreds of thousands of sites for your business all in minutes. It's a very scalable system as well. These sites are fully functional with drag and drop editing capabilities, automatic updates for future design and algorithm changes. They're all SEO optimized from the beginning for on-page. And they're specifically designed to increase conversion. That's what we've built this for. We've built the design of these to really be conversion driven. Coupled with our citation management services, our SEO Kickstart package, and our ad management system that is guaranteed to outperform our competitors, so anybody else you might be using that's in this space, by 10%. We guarantee a 10% increase to your performance. We really are the ultimate system for increasing your customer base, helping you brand your business better, and overall, because again, our platform is free to use and our technologies allow us to, at scale, build much more effective and efficient ad management systems and SEO systems, we're going to decrease your overall marketing costs. We see many companies that come on with us that use other companies, and they're able to cut their costs significantly, which is great. Feel free, if you're interested in learning more about what we're doing here, please get a hold of me at 805-286-8535. You can always call me there, or you can just email me. My email is right at the bottom there. Or you can go to our website and start building your portal today at keybot.com for any local businesses. Now, to wrap everything up, we're getting to the end of our webinar here. We're a little bit over, but there's a few questions that have come in. Let me check real fast. Looks like we have 2 questions. William, if you wouldn't mind kind of reading those off to us, I'll go ahead and touch on those real fast.
Yeah, we had a few questions come in. Thanks to everyone who submitted. First question, it's from a franchise, what are the micros? What are better than the extensions? Won't we lose the authority that I've created with my corporate site? Do I get rid of my corporate site? How does that go?
Gotcha. That's a great question, and we typically get it from most franchise businesses that we actually start to work with, because it is a much different way of setting up your website system than has been utilized before. What we say is, through the microsites, again, if you just look at how the structure is built, you can have an extension page for each of your microsite, or for each of your locations, that has a little bit of content on it. It really doesn't have a lot of linking capabilities back to it. And yes, you'll be able to pass authority from your corporate website that you've built to these extension pages, but it's not going to be enough to make you look local. So what we do is, these microsites help you rank locally, and we can even plug it into your own corporate website system. So again, we've worked with a number of different companies, and they say, we want the microsites to be built on a subdomain, which is like San Francisco location or whatever like that, and then dot whatever that business name, so BaskinRobbins.com or something like that. And that's how we can help them really keep that authority from their corporate page, as well as really get, again, localized to each specific location and really drive a lot of traffic that way. So that's how you don't lose your authority. Actually, what we see a lot of times happening here is we build almost like a web of authority that goes back and forth, because we now have, say you have 1,000 locations, you now have 1,000 locations, 1,000 sites out there that are linking back into our corporate sites. As well as the corporate site, we typically try to get our franchisor that we're working with to link to each one of these sites. So you have a nice little kind of system going back and forth to make sure that everything is working very well. And it actually, like I said, helps really drive a lot of new content, drive a lot of authority. We also see a lot of people using it. It depends on how the franchise wants to open up the websites, but some of the franchises that we talk to, they allow their franchisees to blog and to post customer testimonials, videos, that kind of stuff on their own website, which then just creates this huge content marketing machine. It's basically crowdsourcing all your franchisees to create great content for you that you can roll out, and again, just helps you brand yourself better and creates a lot more authority. Hope that answered that question.
All right, another one, ad related. What are the differences between the different places we can advertise on, Google, Facebook, etc.?
Okay, that's a good question. If what I'm trying to understand here is, if I'm understanding this question right, is kind of what the different channels are and how you should be utilizing those channels to effectively market yourself. So I really kind of try to break it down into two different levels here. So one is brand advertising, and then performance advertising. So brand advertising is going to be things like display advertisements, very visual advertisements that's going to get your name out there. This typically will go out on, like I said, publications, like the Forbes example we showed. A lot of marketing on mobile is going to be display. It's going to be that kind of marketing. Facebook is very, very good at it. There is some performance marketing doing Facebook as well, but it's going to be very visual brand marketing. So I would say for brand marketing specifically, you're going to be spending most of your funds on social networks, the Facebooks, the Twitters, those kind of areas, as well as display advertising, which can be online or it can be on mobile. Then we have performance advertising. That's actually driving clicks, driving people to your specific site. So this is what's really important for the local businesses. So a lot of times I say brand marketing, and this is where we have the other two layers. Brand marketing works very well for if you have a franchise structure, again, the franchisor, where they can really work to brand their business and their company as a whole, and gives a lot of extra traffic to each specific location they have. But then you also have the local marketing, which is, again, going to be more performance based. So they're going to want to be spending on Google in the PPC kind of ads that we showed before. They're going to want things that are actually driving traffic from searches of people that are looking for that product right now. So again, brand advertising is just getting your name out there a lot, making sure people see you, so when they want to buy, they remember you. Where performance advertising is going to say, this person is searching for this product or this service right now. I want to make sure that I'm in front of them when they're ready to buy. So those are the kind of two differences I would say in how this works. Obviously, we'll get more into that as well with the advertising, how it works when we get to our our segment on advertising, we'll dive a little bit deeper. But from a high level, that's pretty much kind of how I would picture it. Any other questions, William?
Looks like those are the ones that came in.
Okay.
So thanks to everyone who submitted today.
Perfect. Well, then we're going to go ahead and end the question or the question and answer portion. We're going to end the webinar now. So like I said, we're always here to help. If you're interested in learning more about the Keybot platform and how we're helping local businesses, multi-location businesses, franchise businesses, all be more productive in their marketing, feel free to email me. My information is all right there. Go on keybot.com, check out what we're doing. Messages, any questions, any thoughts that you might have. We love to obviously just chat and get in touch with the local business community and see what we can be doing better and help you guys perform better overall. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you in a week to discuss our next project. Talk to you guys soon.